Hello and welcome to this how-to video from eWardWinning Outdoors at ewardwinning94.wordpress.com. This one's going to be a little different in that it has nothing to do with the outdoors, but I recently read that one of the most common Google searches in the how-to category is how to tie a tie. And I realized that is kind of becoming a lost art. It used to be any man in any kind of professional job probably wore a tie to work every day. And now it's becoming relatively uncommon to see them in everyday life. But there's still plenty of occasions where it's nice to dress up, and guys might want to know how to tie it, so I'm going to share a couple of options on how to tie a tie pretty simply. First of all, you got two ends on a tie. You got a skinny end and a fatter end. I'm using a plain black tie that's probably actually a little narrower than most of them are these days, but it's a little easier to see what I'm doing without a lot of pattern on it. So put it around your neck under your collar. I flipped my collar up out of the way. And to start with, don't worry about how long your tail is. Once you get the hang of tying it, you can always adjust a little bit. So the simplest knot is to simply go around the skinny end, go around it again, leave just a little bit of space there, and you're going to come up by your neck and down through that little loop you left. And you simply snug that up. Very simple to tie, but the drawback you'll notice is you get a little bit of an uneven knot here because the taper of the tie just makes one side of the knot fatter. Perfectly acceptable, but some people like a much more even triangular knot. So I'll do that one a little bit slower, and then we'll go on to a fancier knot that is still quite simple to tie. But you take your wide end around the narrow end, get my hand out of the way there, go around it one more time, up through the hole by your neck, and then down through that loop that you made in the front. Snug it up, and you've got it tied. It's just a little bit lopsided. So the simpler or the more symmetrical knot that a lot of people prefer, especially if you have a wider tie with more taper, still quite simple. You come around the skinny side, but you come up through the neck hole with your first side, and what that does is that builds up this side of the knot just a little bit. Then you come around again up through the neck hole, if I can grab it there, and down through the loop in front. And when you do that, you can snug it up and you get a nice triangular knot there, and you can kind of work a little bit to straighten it out. Flip your collar down and snug it up where you want it. Pretty simple to tie. I'll do that one more time in slower motion. And when you tie it, if the length isn't quite right, like when I did this, I'm just showing you the part with the knot here because that's what you care about, but it was a little short, so I'll just adjust a little bit so the skinny end of my tie isn't quite as far down, and do it again. So I go around behind the skinny end through the neck hole, making a little build up on this side, around the whole thing again, up through the neck hole and down through the loop in front. Snug it up, kind of work it out nice and symmetrical there, and flip your collar down. And again, you can adjust if it's too long or too short. You can just untie it and redo it. Now here's the last hint, and you'll love me for this one if you don't like tying a tie. When you're done, don't untie it. Just loosen it up, slip it up over your head, and keep it tied. The only thing I would suggest is don't leave that little stubby loop there. Go ahead and cinch it down so you have just your little tiny neck loop. The reason being, if you leave it that way for a long time, the skinny end of your tie is going to get all bunched up, and then when you try to wear it, it's not going to lay flat. So just cinch down your neck loop, because next time you wear it, you'll loosen it up, put it over your head, tighten it, and the fact that it's snug around your neck will smooth out any bunching up that you have there. That's it. Pretty simple to do. If you need to tie a tie, bookmark this video and you'll have it next time. In the meantime, like and subscribe for more helpful hints. Check out my blog and you subscribe there if I can get the words out, and get all kinds of helpful information. See ya.